This is my 10-year-old son, Dustin. 2 years ago, I couldn't get him to stay on the ice for more than 5 minutes. He would constantly complain that his feet hurt. I kept telling him that that's part of skating and that he just needed to get some grit and bear with it. I blame his early failures on these resizable, adjustable kids' skates with fun, exciting, themed decals. I thought that they were the best inventions in the world. One pair of skates that could last 5 seasons. I read the reviews, but I refused to believe them. I know, right? Reviews never lie. In my mind, I thought the parents who posted poor reviews just lacked perseverance, were too soft, or just plain incompetent. Well, in a last-ditch effort, I decided to get some real hockey skates for my boys and prove my point to my wife. When they complained about their feet again, we would close the door on skating and move on to a winter sport they actually enjoyed: skiing. I remember that day so clearly. It was a December 29th. I put on their new, used hockey skates and waited for them to come back so we could take them off and go home. But boy, was I wrong. They lasted 3 hours that first day and came back to the rink in the evening for more. Wow, was I wrong about the skates. Had I just listened to sound advice earlier on and got my boys some good hockey skates, they could have enjoyed skating so much earlier. So here we are now. My son has just picked up skating at the age of 8, and he loves it. He is a little behind to keep up with the hockey boys. The other boys have been playing hockey since they were 5. It turns out, however, Dustin really enjoys skating and is actually quite talented at it. Right away, he started trying to do tricks on his skates and wanted to take figure skating. So the first season, we got Dustin a few private lessons at the local outdoor pond and called it a season. As soon as the ice froze this year, Dustin again asked to get some figure skating lessons. We talked about it and said, well, if he's really serious about it, we will give it a try. Signing him up for skating lessons was its own challenge because he had no previous experience. But we didn't want him to start at the beginning. We took the risk and signed him up for a level that he had no previous credentials for, hoping he wouldn't get kicked out on the first class. The month leading up to the class, I practiced skills with him at the local pond. I, myself, not having had any skating lessons either in my life. We watched YouTube videos of how to do 3 turns, and we tried to replicate them on the pond. Like the blind leading the blind. Our hearts were pounding when we took him to his first lessons, waiting for the coach to pull us over and kindly tell us he's not ready for this level yet. But as we watched, we were relieved to see that he wasn't the worst in the group. In fact, during the course of the classes, the coach saw potential in him and got another coach from another skating club to come have a look. So what does this have to do with entrepreneurship and carpentry? We told Dustin that skating with a club is expensive and that if he really enjoyed it, he would need to contribute. We feel this is the best way to test how invested he is in this endeavor. So how does a 10-year-old make enough money to pay for his skating lessons? As a homeschooler, Dustin has a lot of time, but no one hires 10-year-olds. It's not like you can get a job at Home Depot or Harvey's flipping burgers. So in a world where you're willing to work, but no work is available, you just need to make your own work, which is what entrepreneurship is all about. So we set off to find a business. We thought of making widgets like poster holders and concrete coasters, but none of our ideas were that exciting or unique. So then I was thinking, over my years of carpentry, I have learned quite a few things I want to pass on to my children one day. I have made many creations for our house, but have run out of needs and space for new creations lately. In fact, my saw hasn't seen much action in the last year, and I have moved on to mechanical work, like fixing our motorhome. So an opportunity came up where a family friend needs a custom table. So the family agreed to hear us out, and Dustin at once set off on this project. He has already learned so much from writing a proposal, to framing the pitch, to practicing his public speaking. There are so many skills needed that we as adults take for granted that a 10-year-old has yet to learn. Skills such as writing a persuasive proposal, typing, making a PowerPoint. He has already learned so much that I feel that this experience, even if it were to end after the presentation, would have been worthwhile in itself. We hope that we will get the project together, and Dustin can move on to estimating costs and risks, developing timelines, and actually carrying out the carpentry work. We don't know if this will be a one-off or the start of a business, but if we don't try, we will never know. Business is not just about making money, it's about taking a risk, putting yourself out there, and growing thicker skin when your products don't sell, or your ideas are shot down, or just plain suck. It's about learning to pick yourself up and trying again if things don't work out the way you hoped they would. So this is our adventure. I hope that through this, Dustin will learn to love a craft that has brought me great joy over the years. I hope that he will learn a few things about entrepreneurship, its joys of success, but more importantly, how to pick himself up and try again after failures. But most of all, I look forward to the journey that we will have together and the many hours we will get to spend learning together. We don't know what Dustin will choose to do when he gets older, but our hope is that if he can learn how to make work for himself, he will always have work to do, whatever that may be.